And the series is not over by a long shot. Maybe it is.
I mean, listen. The Cavs have been very resilient. They won a couple of game sevens. It feels like inevitably that if they are going to win this, it's going to go 7, right? So they'll have to win a game 7 in MSG. So and that I would sign up for that right now. I mean, it's one of the worst losses, you can remember. And yes, leads evaporate fast in the NBA because of the 3-point shot and all of that. But come on, like Kenny Atkinson, he said after the game that he likes to save his timeouts for the end. Buddy, you're up 22. You shouldn't need your timeouts at the end. Like, I don't understand. Like, saving your timeouts for the end is like you don't want to challenge something in the second quarter, or you don't want to, don't forget about your use it or lose it timeout, or don't burn a timeout because of a 4-0 run, to start the fourth quarter. Like, fine. But when you're up 22 with 7 minutes to go and you have a fistful of timeouts, and the Knicks every single time are bringing James Harden into the action, I don't know, have him guard somebody else. I don't know, sub him out. Like, it's not a rule that you can't fight over a screen, because his whole adjustment was well, let's just double team. Well, but then the Knicks put all the shooters on the court, and you're just giving up wide open threes, which helps you cut into the lead. You don't need James Harden's playmaking ability when you're up 22. You need a long defender to maybe disrupt Jalen Brunson a little bit. It was, I mean, I honestly think you were in the building last night. The Garden holds 18, 19,000 people. I honestly think 16,500 people in the building last night were more qualified to coach the fourth quarter of that game than Kenny Atkinson. It was mind-boggling.
We were, and I said this before you came on, obviously there comes a point when you're in an arena like that during a game and you can divorce yourself from the fandom because we're big sports fans. And we're saying to each other, why is he not calling timeout? What's happening here? Where we're all just there'll be a commercial break or whatever. It's just how did this just happen? How did this just happen?
It was insane because the run was what it was. And then it was 8-0, 10-0, whatever. And then it was 13-1 at one point, because that means the Cavs had hit a free throw. I was hey, but there wasn't a timeout to stop the run. It was just, they scored one. Harden split a pair of free throws. It was at any moment here would have been good. He makes the free throw, call a timeout, some sort of stoppage to stop the bleeding and to gear up some sort of plan. It was just, God. I just listen, I'm from Chicago. I'm not a diehard Cleveland fan. Yes, I have Cavs to win the East bets. Yes, I have Thunder over Cavs exact finals results. Some of it's monetary, and a lot of it is take equity on first things first, because I know I'm going to just get skewered today by Nick Wright and Chris Broussard. Wild tends to be nice, but only because the other guys are so mean that it's going to be a brutal day. But also just as a living, breathing sports observer of basketball, coaches are allowed to coach. I checked. It is still allowed in the playoffs. And he's I never considered taking James Harden out. You didn't consider it? You didn't even consider it. I don't love it. I'm not thrilled, and I'm pretty sure it's over. I think the series is over.
So, yeah, punch that home for us. Done?
I mean, listen, the Cavs have been great at home. They've been resilient. But are the Knicks going to shoot worse than that? Seems impossible. And if they're not going to sub out Harden, Brunson's going to keep searching him out. Maybe we'll see more Strus, which, again, I checked. He's allowed to play. I don't understand what they're doing there. But if Harden's just going to play and the Knicks are going to shoot better from three, it feels over. It feels like Knicks by 20 in game 2, and this thing goes back to Cleveland 2-0 Knicks, and that was the one that got away. It's just disgusting.
I'm in ecstasy.
Yeah, you should be. You could be. But oh God, it would have been pretty fun today if
I'm sure it would have been.
But it would have at least been. Nobody gave the Cavs other than me and people in Cleveland, and not even.
Did you think Merrill's shot was going in at the end of regulation that rimmed out?
No.
I
No.
did. That's funny, right? The difference in in our rooting interests and all of that.
Yeah,
And I was convinced it was going in.
Yeah, trust me, it was more painful that it went around and spun out. But I was just nothing had gone right for the Cavs for so long. I was like, there's no way that's falling. I was thrilled it was him, and it would have been a funny amount of redemption for Harden, given that he hit the floater in the lane and then he made the pass there. It would have been a really interesting way to talk about James Harden today. But nobody in the world gave the Cavs any shot of winning the series. It would have been interesting to see how many people would have converted if they would have been able to execute. Because I thought their defense was great early. But hey, Donovan Mitchell, can you settle the team down? Can we run a play? Does it have to be all ISO? Does every shot when you're trying to stave off a comeback have to be an Evan Mobley three-pointer? It just
there were a lot of those.
I mean, I love Evan.
He made he made a couple. I thought he was pretty good in the game.
Mobley is great. Yeah. I love Evan Mobley, but that should at some point Donovan Mitchell be Donovan Mitchell late in the game. You had 29 points. I don't know what his fourth quarter stats were at the top of my head right now, but it was not enough. He needed at least one more. That game was not. Oh God! And then to get outscored 14-3, just
they didn't even cover
overtime.
I had a moment of silence for people that bet the Cavs earlier in the show. That's an all-timer to not cover the spread.
Cavs money line, Cavs spread under, just all of them
in the graveyard.
Just in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Just all time, dude. And I mean, it's a miracle that I didn't have any Cavs game action. I figured I had enough on the East, but my God, just an all timer. And
you have
and because they played back-to-back game sevens, that was the one you needed to steal. They clearly wore down over the course of that game. The Knicks were clearly rusty. Now the Knicks aren't rusty. Now the Cavs are going to be tight. Dude, it's over. It's over.
I don't want to go there yet, but it feels pretty good. We've got 2